Hey guys, Victoria here, and welcome to The Geeky Sandbox. So today we are going to be doing some initial geeky thoughts because it is movie talk time, guys. Yes, we have seen quite a few movies, and just so you guys know what is up on the schedule, we are going to still do a review of The Little Mermaid. We are still going to do a review of, or I guess recap of the Secret Invasion episodes. Those are the two things that I am definitely going to be focusing on. But moving on, we are going to try to stay ahead of schedule with what we've got, guys. So we just saw Insidious, The Red Door, and it was awesome. I know some people didn't quite like it. I'll just throw that out there because people were wanting it to go in a different direction. Maybe have some different types of scares because we're used to a certain kind of, I guess, type of formula with Insidious. People kind of wanted that, but they kind of tried to do something a little different. But let's talk about it. Number one, I didn't really care for what was happening with Renee, and I wish that they had changed that. There was so much that they could have done with Renee, and I understand this kind of rounded out to be a story about a father and a son, which is also, you know, a nice story. But I felt like Renee took a backseat, which in itself was kind of what she'd been doing anyway, I guess the entire series. But I feel like considering that, you know, she's one of the only people who remembers everything that happened because, you know, they get their memories repressed in the last movie. And it's one of those things where she's sitting there, lie and reshape this story so her kids won't be scared. And so her husband's not, you know, going crazy and things like that. And it's crazy that none of that is explored. I know that there's not a lot of time in the movie, but that was one of the things I was kind of looking forward to once I realized what the setup of the movie was. Two, I like the setting. I like that we weren't in some house, that we were with Dalton for the most part while he was in college. Different atmosphere, different characters, different kind of space there. I like that they tried to utilize that. And I will say it got a little wonky when they were trying to split the difference between Dalton on campus. Like, for example, you've got Dalton at school, you've got mom, his brother, and sister living at their home, and then you've got his dad who's taking care of some stuff. You kind of bounce between scenes, and so it is a lot. I will say it's a lot in the sense of, like, you may not care as much about what's going on with Renee. I like that they tackled a different fear that people have, which is family. Now, of course, we still have our demons and goblins and ghouls and ghosts and all that stuff, but they really did tackle that aspect of vulnerability and, like, lying to family and just, like, those scary things that, like, if they're revealed, are very uncomfortable. And I think it's underrated because that in itself can be very scary. Number four, I appreciated that they weren't relying so heavily on jump scares. A lot of the scares relied on tension and music, and like I talked about before, really liking the anti-jump scare. I know some people, it's not their jam, but I like it. You don't have to always be jumping out at me all the time. I really like that we have the same actors come back to reprise their roles, whether it was the kids and the parents. I think it sets up this very intense atmosphere in a way because you are on this journey with these characters that you've seen for the last 10 years. And so I think that really does lend itself to the movies because you feel like you grew up with this kid. I think this movie is worth seeing, especially if you followed the Insidious franchise throughout. Honestly, even if you haven't, and this is your first one that you want to go see, they kind of give you enough of a backstory that way you can kind of keep up to understand what happened to this family. If you are very scared, I don't think that this one is very scary. But yes, guys, if you like this video, go ahead and leave me a like rating down below and take a look around the channel and see if there are any other initial thoughts that you want to check out. Until next time, I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye!